Today on Drawbli,
we are looking at the art of Tooth Woo.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are drawing together because art is better with friends.
So click the subscribe button if you're new around here.
And let's once again return to the artwork of Tooth Woo. So the artwork of Tooth Woo we've looked at once before. We looked at a lot of awesome stylized artwork and a lot of like more semi-realism, kind of like this. A lot more rendered, a lot more polished. Super polished.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine how long this took to complete.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we're gonna take a really close look at stuff more in this vein with this insane line art. Like, this is so ridiculously detailed. I could not imagine working on this.
I don't even know how. This is so cool and good.
Yeah, all the details, like, we could point out so many things. Like, I just want to point out the sword that has, like, all these giant teeth set into it. It's super crazy.
All the different, like, half masks that are plastered on him everywhere that are just really cool. The columns, like his one foot is just like a column.
It is a column.
Which has its own figures engraved in it.
Yes, and I want to point out that this character is clearly like a giant or something because it has these human like skeletons around his neck that are very small. So just super cool. So many details, so many elements of storytelling, like absolutely insane.
I want to try. I want to get on the ride of making these.
Yeah. Let me just.
Let me try.
Maybe,
I could try.
Yeah, you could try.
I could try. You're right. I could try.
We can all try.
This is really cute.
Yeah, super cute character. Again, hyper detailed. Tons of like awesome little things going on here. Like the herbs on the backpack.
But not even overwhelming. Not slightly overwhelming to the eye.
No, not at all. A lot of these, I feel like, even with all this detail, still don't feel like overwhelming. It's something that you can look at on a first read and be like, that's awesome. And then you can sit there and look at it a lot longer and start to pick out all these details.
I'm getting lost in the lines of this man's face, imagining drawing each and every one myself and trying to pick out at which line in these cheeks would I have lost patience and said, hey, he's cut enough.
Yeah.
And Tooth Woo just kept going and was like, no, not yet.
Yeah, I feel like I would have given up way before you even.
Tooth Woo is so inspirational, though, to show like what can happen when you just keep going and making more lines and good lines, not just
bad lines.
An exhausted line of like, a line goes there, I guess, but each line has a beautiful purpose. Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, Tooth Woo is beyond anything that, obviously we can do, but many as well. They are in a class of their own.
Yes.
I am always a fan of when line art is pushed to these like really large shadow shapes that help an image read really well. Tooth Woo is also super prolific. They have a ton of artwork on their art station, which we've linked below. And not only do each of these images have like a colored version, I'm showing off a lot of like the shaded or it's like slightly shaded versions here, but they also have just like the plain line art that you can look at and enjoy. The line art by itself reads extremely well.
Oh, I'm sure. I love this though. This like just graphically colored in with just black and white.
Yeah,
Or gray tones.
Reads extremely well. Like this ghostly figure behind them.
Such a cool idea.
Yeah, there's
Coming out of the skull on his hip.
This is one of my favorite designs that I've probably seen in the last year.
If I sketched this character initially, I would be like, no, my character's too tall. Gotta make him shorter. But no, Tooth Woo was like, nah, not tall enough.
Not tall enough. Wow. Gotta make your characters taller. Longer. This is one long boy. But I love just like the huge, stark difference between that last character and then these super stylized characters. I love this character's face here in the middle. It's like
that's really cute.
Such a fun design. And then we like transition to something like
just this totally bonkers rendered out character that's just, what even is he? He's like a wolf hybrid of some kind. Oh my gosh.
I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the title of this artwork is The Last Paladin, which is so evoking.
Yeah, I want to see the time lapses of the painting of these because look at the detail work. There's a whole like relief artwork just on his shoulder of some sort of ceremony, and there's figures in columns everywhere once again on the armor. I think that's so cool to include.
Yeah, it's kind of insane how detailed some of the information is here. Like even just on the skin, like around the neck, like the striations there. Amazing. And again, like an insane amount of detail everywhere, like also reading extremely well and not feeling super busy. Like I could not personally imagine taking time to create all of this detail, such as the tattoos on this guy's body, and then downplaying them so hard, like Toothwoo has done here.
Yeah, the quiver of crazy arrows, like
Yes.
has all this detail just in like the base of the quiver, the arrows themselves.
So cool. Like absolutely insane. And I don't know if this is like, again, a giant character, but I'm guessing it is because we have this little knight guy.
I love
down
that
here.
little knight.
Knight for scale.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. And Abby, I did you the favor of not showing you all of their super scary, grotesque,
Well, I
creepy
appreciate
artwork.
that.
Because they do have a lot. This is like, you know, right on the edge.
That is, yeah. Well,
Because I know how you get scared easily.
I kind of do, so I appreciate that. You're right. Like right around where my cutoff of is like, I like looking at this. Like, I don't know.
But yeah, there's a lot more for those interested in that vein, and that goes a lot further. So please do go explore.
Yeah, check out Toothwoo's art station. It has tons and tons of images.
That Abby will not be looking
That
at
I
because
will-
too scary.
Nah,
Too scary
too
for,
scary.
for her.
As long as it's broad daylight.
Gosh, I couldn't imagine having such a range of creating like absolutely like gorgeous characters and then like the most like creepy, like grotesque thing you've ever seen. Like just such a range, especially with like the style variation and everything. It's just it's just
wow.
crazy.
Wow, this is so amazing. And looking at this stuff, it's so crazy to just imagine somebody painstakingly creating this piece by tiny piece. I mean, I hope that there is a brush that makes this faster and easier. But I feel like Toothwoo is somebody who probably is just like, no, I don't need a patterned brush necessarily. I'm just going to draw all of those
I'm
by
just gonna
hand.
use the hard round brush for all of this. Like this is just nuts, right?
This like hurts my brain to look at all that exact measurement on all the panels and pieces of his outfit. Like that, you can't just sketch that in. That has to be measured piece by piece by piece by piece. Like that is insane to me.
Yeah, there are some artists that I see where when I look at their art, I'm just like, this person is on a completely different level.
This is the CEO of art. Also,
The
this
CEO.
story is really, really sad. This story of this art, just picking up on what he's putting down, feels really tragic.
Yeah?
I feel like there's a ghost of like his wife holding him. He's holding the corpse of perhaps an infant bound to his chest, perhaps his own
I
child.
think he's getting revenge.
And I think he's getting revenge.
Yeah.
And it's horrifying, but also like a big story. And then just what's this? Just like cute, fun color combos, just like very pleasant. I feel like Toothwoo is probably one of those people who's like super happy and chill, even though they create like these grotesque monsters.
Yeah, that is how every artist is that like creates super gory, grotesque stuff. A lot of the time, they're like the most chill, like down to earth people.
Like happy. That's awesome. This is cute. I like the brain on her brains. There's 2 brains on her shoulders.
Yeah, and the spines like connecting to her hands. Yeah.
Wow, what a range. Ugh, this armor hurts my brain again. All the details in the armor, like, you know, sometimes I get so laser focused on the face of a character, and that's not even a tenth of what's going on in this image. I'm like, oh yeah, as long as you get the face right, the rest will look after itself. And
Toothwoo, are you okay? Like, how?
do you leave?
How's your hand?
How is your hand?
Because you are insanely
It's
good.
just like, my hands are great.
Yeah, but I bet they have the strongest hands in the world.
Yeah, just so resilient.
And if you want to have the strongest hands in the world, click that like and subscribe button.
And check out our guidebook, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link below in the description.
And this is the part where we say...
Bye.
Goomba.
I love that we came back again to look at Tooth Woo's art.
Are you kidding me? There is enough for probably 20 more episodes.
Oh my
but
God.
we can't do that. There's so many other artists we have to go.
We can't just dance with Tooth Woo all night at the dance.
But my dance card's already completely filled up with Tooth Woo.